better. Let's see if anybody shows up. I know this setup looks weird, but it's colder than a coal miner's behind in my craft room, so I'm in my living room. I know I had a couple people on my last live, so I'm going to give it a few minutes. I think I actually have everything I need. It won't be as chaotic as my normal videos, so that's a plus. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. I'm assuming you can hear me. Okay, I think I'm just going to get into it. I'm painting today. Like I said, it's too cold in my sunroom, so even if I wanted to do resin, it wouldn't set right as per my last video. I actually hope people can find this because I had to start over my planned one. Let me see if... Okay. Well, it's showing up on YouTube, so hopefully it'll redirect. I have no idea. I don't know how any of this goes. But I'm painting today. The paint that I have is Anita's all-purpose acrylic. I have green, blue, red, white, and black. And then I have just white glitter. It's art glitter. I don't know if Barbara Tromley's art glitter. It's kind of like a white. It kind of looks like snow almost. I wanted to use that. And then all of the paints are the Anita's. I got all of these at Hobby Lobby. I think the small ones are $3, and then I have big ones. So I have the big ones in white and black because I use that more. Those are $5. They're all acrylic. That's the only paint that I know how to use. As for paintbrushes, I have a ton here. I haven't quite committed to which ones I'm going to use yet, but I definitely have like a thicker one, and then a couple choices for thinner options. And then I have my dirty paint palette. I have a square canvas. Now, I'm sure you could do this on the rectangular, and I attempted to draw the painting on like just a normal piece of paper to see if I could figure out the measurements or whatever, and I couldn't, so I'm sticking with square. I saw this painting at my grandma's assisted living facility. I think it was probably like an art class activity for some of them, because they weren't on every door, but they were on a significant number of doors. It's just a snowman. I haven't painted this. I have no idea if how I'm going to do it is going to work, but I figured it was relatively simple, so I'm going to go with it. The way I'm going to do, I thought of 2 different ways to do the glitter. One was to mix it in with the paint, and one was to just like pour it on while the paint's still wet. I think I'm going to do the pour on, just because I know that glitter works with resin when you mix it in with like color and the colored mica and all that. I know it still shows, but I don't know if it'll still show on top of paint. So I didn't want to risk it because this is the only container of this color that I have. I'm sure you could use silver if you wanted to. I just like the one that looks like snow. I also have a paper towel on the table so that when I pour the glitter, it'll catch any excess and I can still, you know, pour it back on if necessary, and do it that way. So let's see what happens. I'm going to get some white. We're going to need a lot of white because we're basically going from here to here and down is all going to be white. You kind of go, if you have the square size, you'll want to go like a couple inches from the top down to just above the center. So center is about here. I'm going to go about here with the line. And it's white, so if it's too high and you don't like it, you can just paint over it. Not that big a deal. But we're going to go with it. I'm sure that sounded great. That was the paint, I promise. I know I'm going to use more than I need to. For acrylic, you do kind of want to have the paintbrush a little wet. Otherwise it doesn't spread. But you don't want it dripping either. I'm not a professional. Any technique I use, actually this is relatively simple. There's no real technique. You just paint it. No blending, no multicolors on the paintbrush, nothing like that. It's just put it on the brush and paint. So we're going to start here. We're going to kind of go at like a swoop. Okay. I don't know if, oh yeah, you can see it. It's there. You can kind of see it. So I'm going to try and put this on a little thick. That way it doesn't dry too fast. But you don't want it so thick that it takes an hour to dry. Also, you want to make sure you get the sides of your canvas. That's a personal preference. I don't like it when the sides aren't done because then it looks like it's not a completed painting. I've done a lot of painting with the twists, and I think my first one I forgot to paint the sides, and that was probably 10 years ago. It still aggravates me every time I get it out. It's my Christmas painting. Every time I get it out, aggravates me that I didn't paint the side. Plus side to painting with a twist. They do, well, at least they used to. I haven't checked recently if they do or not. They have like SOS, kind of like, hey, I screwed up in painting, can you help me fix it? So I could take it back and do that, but I just haven't. I'm going to try and keep this in frame, but I also, this is how I paint, painting with a twist. I end up picking it up and standing up and twirling it, and got chunks in my paint. I don't know where that came from. Now, for the glitter, because we want to do this while it's still wet. For the glitter, not necessarily put it on the sides. At least I don't see a necessity in that. I do want to make sure it's wet, but not too thick at the same time. I hope that makes sense. You know, I really wish I could make my videos say, what is the word? Appropriate for kids. Because this would be appropriate for kids. But when you do that, it basically hides the video from most people. Because, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it's frustrating because even people that are subscribe to my channel, they won't see it. I had one video that had appropriate for kids on it, and I got like 3 views on it, and then I changed it to not kid friendly, and it jumped up to like 30. So somewhere along the line there was miscommunication. Okay, so we have it still wet, and I'm just going to pour this on and then shake it downwards to try and cover as much as I can, but I'm doing it over a paper towel. I think newspaper would probably be better, but I don't have newspaper. So okay, I've got it poured on, and I kind of making sure it's getting on the top swoop. There's a couple dark pieces in there. Oh, those are other glitters. Because you know, once you have glitter, it doesn't actually come off. Try and get this. There we go. Little red glitters in my white. I don't know why. Okay. Now let's see if you can see that. You can kind of see it. See where the sparkly is? That's where I'm at. Okay. I'm gonna bang this a couple more times. Maybe on the back. You know, when you're done with this, or when I'm done with this, you could probably spray the Hodgepodge glue on it. It might help it stay, because you know, anybody that has dealt with anything that has glitter on it, it's like that Easter grass. You find it everywhere for an entire year, and then you just add to it. Okay. So, let me see if I don't know how to get it to where you can see it. I think I can kind of see it. So that's where we're at. Okay, I'm going to give that a few minutes to dry. When you're painting with acrylic, be careful because it does stain. I'm going to hang this up top here and give it a couple minutes. See if I can put this glitter back in the jar. The excess glitter. Oh yeah. I obviously didn't get all the glitter, but I still have some left, so that's a plus. I didn't buy this, so I can't tell you where you can get it. Like I said, it's Barbara Trombley's Art Glitter, and it's ultra fine, transparent crystal. This was given to me. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I finished my thought. Be careful with acrylic because it'll stain your clothes. That's what I meant to say. I don't know if I actually finished that thought or not. I've been extra ADHD lately. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My brain is not braining anymore. I don't know. Make sure you scrape the bottom of your cup to get the paint out. Again, it's white, so it's not going to be that huge deal. But when you start using the black and the colors, it'll affect it. You don't want that. I'm wondering if I have glitter on my nose. I can see it. Glitter. I really want to tell you what my friend considers glitter, but I don't think that's appropriate for YouTube. expand this a little. I'm going to gauge it off the paint that's on the side and the bottom. I guess it's white. I guess I technically didn't have to do the bottom for white, but the black for the hat you'll definitely have to do. It's pretty. It's pretty in person. I don't know that you can kind of see the glitter, but it's pretty in person. I hope y'all are staying warm and safe. It snowed here a lot. I think it's been snowing everywhere. People that normally don't get snow are like, this isn't ours. Take it back. In Missouri, you get all the weathers, so I wasn't too surprised. Well, so far, I like what it's looking like. I have a little more faith in myself now. I stared at this picture for so long, so concerned that it wasn't going to look right. I guess we'll just see what happens. Still a little tacky. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Hair dryers work well with this too. That's what they use at Painting with a Twist. I know that technically this should have been like a Christmas one, but since we did get like over the last week, I think we've gotten like 15 inches of snow. We got two or three more the other day, and then the first dump was like a good foot and a half. So I guess that's more than 15 inches, but you know what I mean. I didn't go out there with a tape measure. I should have. Everybody else was. Kept seeing all these videos. Get a finger that doesn't have paint on it already. Okay, that's pretty good. And this was also gifted to me. This one? No, I have two. Why, I don't know. This one I bought at Hobby Lobby. It was on clearance for $40, and they're usually like 100 something. I thought that was a pretty good deal. The other one I have was, I think, my great aunt's. I think. Is it? Maybe it's my grandma's. I don't know. I get so many things. So many hand-me-downs. I lose track of who gave me what. I think it was my grandma's. She probably forgot she even had it. Okay. The top part that we didn't do is going to be black. Unless you want a different... Obviously, these colors can be changed. If you want to have a green snowman with a purple hat and a turquoise band, knock yourself out. I was just going off of what the painting I saw looked like, because I copy well, I do not create my own very well. So if there's been a few paintings I've done that I copied. I found a picture that I liked online, and then I just copied it. Got water dripping down me. That obviously is too much water. I don't think it's going to be a huge deal if you go over some of the glitter, but oh, I got black on there. Dang it. My paintbrush is not... Definitely poured out too much black. I'm going to let that dry. Maybe I can see if I can soak it up. No. I'm going to let it dry and then paint over it with white. I'm not going to be too concerned about it, because if I try and fix it right now while it's still wet, it'll start blending and then it'll mess up the whole thing. So I'm not doing that. Okay. Don't forget to do the side. I'm going to have to change my paintbrush. That is not giving me the crisp line that I'm looking for. Okay, I'm going to change to this one. Do your edges. None of my paintbrushes are doing what I want. I say none, I've only tried two. It's looking a little lumpy, guys. Starting to not like this paintbrush either. Let me see if I have one I like. I have a few. Let's try this one. I'm going to try not to turn this towards me, which is what I usually do. I'm also going to try not to touch it. I think I'm getting into the glitter, which is not allowing me to do a smooth line. Yeah, that's what's happening. I'm going to dab it to kind of get into the glitter. Make it a little more smooth. Guess it doesn't look too bad on the from your perspective. Okay, I'm gonna get my other paintbrush back. Oh, like I said, I am in my living room, so if you see a dog show up just out of nowhere, it's that's what happens. He would show up they would both show up in my craft room, but I'm surrounded by desks, so it makes it more difficult for them to get to me. Okay. Now I did apply this rather thick, so I'm going to try and thin it out a little. I'm not smearing it. I'm not sure. It is not dry yet. That is dry. Okay, so what I'm going to do, take a small brush, dip it in the white, and then dab it. That way it blends, because if you try and swipe it, it'll show through. If you dab it, it kind of mounds it. Come on. Sorry, I told you I was going to try not to move it, but I did. Look how glittery that is. I like it. I like it. Here. I'm going to put it on here. Put a little more. Another thing that happens is when you swipe it, you can see through it, and then if you keep trying to do it, keep trying to swipe over it, it won't cover like it's supposed to. Okay, gotta let this dry. I hope I do the proportions right. I hate it when I do something and it doesn't turn out right. There is a technique, but I would need colored chalk for it. There's a technique when you do painting that you can use chalk to like draw where you want things to go. And then when you're done painting and everything's dry, like 24 hours dry, you can take just a damp paper towel and wipe it off. I love that technique. But all I have is white chalk, I believe, which won't show up on white. So I guess I could try. I got a dog hair on there. Dang it. I'm not gonna get it. I don't think I got it. No, I just painted it in there. Okay, that's awesome. Fantastic. I wanted to play music, like classical music in the background. I forgot. I'm lucky I got all my supplies that I needed. Starting to dry. You can tell when it's, or you can actually see it here. Okay, so the darker spots there, all that right there, that's still wet. So when it starts to look matte color, that's dry. I realize that's probably like, duh, Jackie, everybody knows that, but I'm sharing with you anyways. Okay, when that dries, I think we're good on this. I'm definitely getting glitter. Oh, not as bad. A couple things. Like I said, I have it on my nose. I can see it in the light, but I can't find it to get rid of it. Okay, we're going to try this. I'm going to get a piece of chalk and see if I can draw it. So, one sec. I'm pretty sure I have a pink piece somewhere, but I have no idea where it is. If you saw the amount of crap that I have, you'd be like, couldn't find it either. Okay. Now, this is where the measurements come in, quote unquote measurements. Okay, so this is the hat. And if you were looking straight on the snowman, then it would be flat. since it's curved, you know you're kind of looking at them at an angle. So you kind of want this to be in the middle. I don't know if you can tell. Let me give you straight. Don't look at my yarn stash. Don't judge me. So like this. It's still not straight. There. So this would be kind of where the center is. Okay. So we're going to put the nose here. Okay. Now I'm going to see if the white chalk will work. Nope. Dang it. Okay. Can't say I didn't try. So I'm going to start smaller than I want it. The picture, I'm not a professional photographer, okay? Work with me here. Okay. So the nose is red. We're going to go with red. If you want to do a carrot, get some orange out, knock yourself out. If you want, that was the paint. If you want to do square eyeballs like they're charcoal, do that. That's fine too. Whatever floats your boat. Like I said, I just saw these and I thought they were cute, so that's what I'm going with. I'm gonna go with my round paintbrush. I'm gonna go with a round one. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna go about here. Okay. Now it doesn't have to be a perfect circle or a perfect oval or anything. I'm just a little OCD. I'm sure you've heard that a few times. So, since we are painting over glitter, it is going to take a little more paint. I've already got the basic down, so I'm going to put this back in my water and get my thicker paintbrush. They're still black in that. Like I'm not even following my own rules. Okay. Might be the water. Yeah, we're good. Okay. You're going to have to kind of go at a dabbing motion since you have the glitter. Now, if you wanted to do all the painting and then, like, put a layer of glue down and, like, paint Elmer's on it where the white is and then pour the glitter, you could probably do that. I'm wondering if they actually used glitter paint. I didn't have any glitter paint. I know I had these colors, but I also knew I did not have glitter paint. I think that looks in the right. I might have to make it a little bigger. We're going to start. You make things bigger, you can't make them smaller. I saw it live earlier. Someone I follow on Facebook. That they were just together coloring. I thought that was fun. So if there's anybody out there that wants to do like a live where we are, crocheting or painting or coloring or whatever craft we choose, drop me a note. Would totally do that. know, just sit and chat. I realize that you guys don't exactly know me well enough to find topics to talk about, but I'm sure we could come up with something. I'm sure we could. Okay. Is that big enough? I don't know. Is it big enough? Does it look big enough? I feel like if it's that big, his eyeballs would be really close together. But I think they were really close together on the original painting. What do I want to do? I don't know. I have no one to ask. Because no one's here. It's definitely high enough. I feel like it's low enough. I think I'm gonna stick with it. He's just gonna have eyeballs that are really close together. Because the eyeballs would be lined up with his nose, you know. Do you know? I don't know, guys. This is where I have problems making decisions. I mean, that makes sense, right? You have to give me paint everywhere. Two eyeballs. I don't know. And I can't see the original photo because it's on my phone, which is what I'm using. I think... I feel like it needs to be bigger. Okay, you know what? It's not going to be perfect. I know that that's going to hurt me deep down inside, but that's where I'm sticking. Okay. This is dry. You can see it's matte color. So while that's drying, because I know if I try and do the eyes, I'm going to stick my hand right into that nose. I'm going to do the blue on top. It's just a line. And it's basically, you know, with top hats, they have like a ribbon. I don't know if it's a ribbon. Like a piece of material around right above the brim. That's what we're doing. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. It just helps to distinguish where the thing is. And it's blue in the painting, and I think that contrasts well with the I think it's holly, the holly that's on there. So don't eat too much. I'm trying not to use too much. I am, but I'm trying not to. I really don't like this paintbrush. I don't think I have another one that I like. For this one. Okay. Changing it up, guys. Changing it up. Okay. I'm going to have to turn this for a second. Okay. So, I'm going to go like about an inch above. One fell swoop, and then add to it. That's how I do it. If you want to do short strokes, do short strokes. I might have to add some white. Well, no, I don't want it too bright because that would take away from that. And I didn't do it perfectly, but that's how it's going to be. Black is showing through, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't want it too bright. My hands are extra shaky today. Now, I pressed pretty hard when I went up. If you lighten up the pressure, it leaves more paint behind. Which helps. Why am I so shaky? Jeez, oh. I don't know. Yeah, see, it's too thick up there. Whatever, it's fine. It's just the brim. You're showing the brim of the hat. It's wonky. It'll just be a wonky brim. That's what I'm going with. Right here we're going to put the holly. I'm going to try and make them pretty big to kind of take up this negative space. And that's just because I don't like negative space. Okay. I'm also trying to remember that I'm making this for kids too. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I got the blue. Done with the blue. I have so much paint, guys. So much paint. Okay. Okay, I'm going to do my round one again. So I can draw the shape of the eyeballs. Now the eyeballs, again, I already stuck my hand in the paint. Be about here. If you want them wider or closer or bigger or smaller, I'm measuring it according to the nose. That's kind of where I'm going. Okay. So, one here, and make sure that they're not even, because like I said, his head is tilted, because that's where the brim is, so the head's tilted. So you want this one higher than this one. Okay. Is that where I want them? I think I want them there. So we're going to go dot and dot. So that's where I'm going to put them. And I used red. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm supposed to use black. I don't know why. I have so much red, I would think I was just trying to use it. I think that's what would happen. Okay. I'm going to dab this because it's going to be covered in black, so I'm not too concerned. I just don't want it to blend. So I'm dabbing any excess out. Black, guys. We're using black. Now, I want them kind of oval. That looks creepy. Just painting the outlines right now. I have a tendency to do teardrop shape, but that's just because I grew up with Precious Moments. You know those little figurines? They all had teardrop eyeballs. Obviously, you don't have to have teardrop. They can be ovals or circles or squares if you want to do charcoal pieces. That'll work too. Okay. I did the outline, so I'm done with that one. I'm going to get my square one back. Black. Jackie. Black. And again, you kind of have to dab because you have the glitter. If you don't have the glitter, no dabbing necessary. You just may need a little water on the paintbrush to help it spread better. I know mine's not going to spread very well because of the glitter. Also why it's good to have good paintbrushes. And again, if you draw it on there and realize that it needs to be big, it's better to start off small and then you can make it big. So, go with that. Unfortunately, you can't use the happy tree method in this, you know. You know what I mean? If you mess up, you kind of have to either make it bigger, wait for it to dry, and then cover it up. Definitely don't go into panic mode and just start trying to add more paint to it to fix the color or whatever. Like here, where I dripped. You don't want to panic and then make a bigger mess than you already have, because that won't be helpful. I'm just making it more round. I think that works. I think the eyeballs in the picture, the original one that I saw, were bigger. But they were also more oval. They weren't the teardrop shape. You could also draw them out. This painting that I saw didn't have them out, but you could also put the little, like I said, you could do the carrot and then put the little black cubes to make a smiley face. That could be fun. Trying to use the edge to kind of redefine. Because with the glitter, it kind of just skims on top, and then you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm basically applying eyeliner. That's what I'm doing. You know how you kind of just draw it with the pointy side of the eyeliner? Yeah, because I wear so much makeup. Okay. Okay, this one's definitely pointier. I think if I just round this out a little. Yeah, that's better. Definitely a smaller face than the other one, but I like it, so I'm sticking with it. Okay, I'm gonna let those dry. Dog hair. Any dog owners will understand. Okay, so this is dry. So we're going to put 3 pretty good sized holly berries. Not Halle Berry, holly. Okay. Now this doesn't have glitter, so it should paint better. And actually, I'm going to use a square paintbrush to try and get them to be round. It seems weird. I want it square to make it round. Okay, we're using red. We may have to do a couple coats since we do have the black and the blue on here, but I think we'll be fine. So let's do the bottom one first. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do a couple coats. Okay, now all I'm doing is I'm twisting with the square, that square shape. I'm just twisting the paintbrush so that it kind of just goes around so you have a crisp edge. That's what I'm doing. I may have to add some white to this red. That will probably help. So I'm going to finish this berry. I have a bunch of white left, so I'm going to take some of the white, mix it with some of the red. I don't want to mix too much white, otherwise it'll turn out pink, and I don't want that. I just want I want it, I don't know how to explain it, not thicker, but more vibrant, I guess. Okay. See how this works. So it's got more white in it. I don't think it'll turn out pink, but we don't know. We don't know. Yeah, it's definitely more vibrant. You can see the difference there. And then after you do that, you could add just red, maybe, to make it more red. I'll have to do a couple, definitely have to do a couple layers. Make it a little bigger. And probably different paintbrush. I'm probably going to change my paintbrush again. Because this is more for the precise, and then since you have the boundary already, you can use another paintbrush to fill it in. That way you leave more paint. If you, how do I say this? Like with the blue here, I said don't put too much pressure on it, and then it'll leave more paint behind. The same thing. You don't want to try and thicken it up with a flat brush. You'll want to use like the round brush. That'll leave more paint behind. Okay, let's do one more. Did put this one closer, but that's fine. Could probably make this one a little bigger, and this one a little bigger. Okay, we got 3. Okay, so I'm going to put that away and get my round brush, if I can find it. I think that's it. I feel like I need to make his eyeballs bigger just by looking in the camera. I don't want to. Okay, I think I'm going to let that dry before I put the other layer on. So I just lied to you, I'm sorry. What I'm going to do is get a small brush. how this is going to work. But I do believe this is dry. Maybe. No, it's not. I lied again. Are we keeping a lie counter? No, neither of those are dry. So, I'm going to have to get the fan out again. Yeah, just looking in the camera, I think I need to make his eyes bigger. He's got like little tiny eyeballs. I don't know, guys. I look at it one way and I like it, and I look at it the other way I don't. I don't know. I'm going to add some more white to that mistake I made. Oops. Thought I stacked it pretty well. I guess I did not. I feel like I'm covering a zit. Wasn't intending on this being an hour-long plus video, but I forgot about dry time. Okay, let's try. Okay, we're gonna do that little glisten in the eye. Just doing a little whoosh right there. Again, I'm dealing with the glitter, so can't do it all in one real whoosh, but I might have to do a couple layers. Guys. Crazy. Okay. And then the photo I had a dot. You still want it on the inside. But it was like a circle. Try and do a circle. Oval, I guess it would be, not a circle. Okay. Yeah, that red is very not dry. I'm dabbing it. I don't know. That's what the picture showed, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, my berries are good. So I'm going to add more red. I'm putting it on thick. just coloring in the lines because this my circle brush is not as precise as my square one. Okay. Can't tell. The way I have my holder up, I can't see it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's get the other two. Laying it on thick. Guess you could do the little white swoosh on these two. I'm not going to. Okay. Alrighty. Now we have the leaves. So let me see. The leaves kind of, I think I'm going to need a thicker marker here. Okay. See if this marker works. It does. Awesome. Okay, so the leaves kind of go up. Kind of like that. And then you have the line. Now, obviously you can have more points or you can have less points. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, whatever. The picture that I took of the painting, he had itty bitty, I'm pretty sure it was a guy that lived in that apartment, had itty bitty leaves. I'm gonna probably make mine like 1.5 inches. Again, here, 1.5 inches. Just to kind of compensate for the size of the berries, because these are pretty big berries. I think they're actually small berries, like in real life, but this is not real life, so we're going with it. Because you don't put a clown nose on an actual snowman, you know what I mean? I think it would look cute with the carrot. I trust myself more with a clown nose than I do with a carrot, so that's what we're going with. Now, I can show you the chalk. So this is dry. You want to make sure you definitely only do this on dry. I'm going to not touch the red because that's still very wet. Just like that. And then you paint in the lines, and then when everything's dry, like 24 hours dry, you just take a damp paper towel and kind of whoosh it away. I don't know. Well, let's do it here. That doesn't look right. I don't like it. So I'm going to show you what I mean. This is very damp. Not very damp. This is damp. Just going to erase it. And try not to get into the red, because that is not dry. There. See? Ta-da! Okay. I want to hear. Draw it on the side. I think that looks good. Yeah. So paint that green. And I like to fold things on the edge. It may not look correct, like visually when you go around to the side, it may look a little off, but at least I feel like it's wrapping around the thing. So that's what I'm going with. This I would probably use a smaller one so that you can get the points. Here. A smaller one for the outside, so I'm using I don't know if you can see how small that is. It's pretty small. Pretty small. For the outside lines, and then a bigger one for the inside. So green, need green for that. Just a smidge. I might have to add some white to it because this will have the same problem that the red did. So I'll throw some white in there. I guess if I have to do 2 layers, I can. Good thing about green is if you add white, it's still green. Unlike red, when you add white, at a certain point in time, it starts to turn pink. So you can either paint within the chalk or you can paint over the chalk. But it's kind of like a guide. So if you start doing it, go, no, I want another point, or no, I want it thicker here and thinner here, then you can just adjust accordingly. I think I like where the chalk is. So I'm just gonna go over it. Not exactly, but pretty darn close. Wish I had a better setup with my camera, but I don't, so I'm sorry. And then I want to get it close to the red, but not in the red. I kind of want it to look like it's behind, you know? Okay. So like for this one, I think I'm going to slightly adjust where the point is. Put that in. And then I need more paint. Out. Okay. And for the edge, I kind of, what I'll do is I'll go, okay, so I want the point to be here. Can't see anything I'm doing. So I'll say, okay, I want the point to be up here. So obviously that's on the edge. So I have to go on the edge and then put the point and then paint it over. So it looks like it literally folded over. That's how I do it. And then same with the top. I'll grab the camera and show you after I get it. Oops, messed that up. Awesome. Okay, I'll show you. It is messed up, but I'll show you anyways. Okay, so you can see that I drew over where the chalk was. I just kind of made my own lines. I actually added 1, 2, oh no, I have the same number of points. They're just not as elongated as that one. So I kind of wrapped it. I don't even know. Sorry guys, not a professional photographer. Why is it not showing on there? See how it kind of wraps around there? So that's how I do it. I hope that showed. I have it. I guess I could have flipped it around. That would have been the smart thing to do. Okay, now I'm going to fill it. I'm going to color it in. I'm going to get a slightly thicker, probably get my round one. Because you also still need to put it on a little thick. So, I do like how this one turned out. This one turned out pretty. It gets a little wonky when you're going over the edge. Okay. Well, that looks good. Look at that. Alrighty. Well, I guess technically you could, I think that turned out cute. Maybe the eyeball should be a little bigger. I don't know. I do like the leaves. Those turned out cute. I like those. Yeah. So there you have it. Easy little snowman. But like you could do this any color you want. You could do the band any color you want. You could do the carrot nose with the charcoal, the square eyeballs, and then the charcoal smile. You could do that. You could have them looking straight on instead of a little cockeyed. But I thought it was a cute painting. I saw it and was like, oh, that's easy. I could do that, you know? It didn't turn out like theirs, but it turned out anyways. So, there you have it. I painted something. I told you I like to paint. Just haven't figured out something easy. And I wasn't expecting it to be an hour and 15 minutes, but dry time, you know, me talking excessively, things like that. So I'm glad whoever's watching this could join me. I hope you actually join in the painting. If not, that's fine. I'm sure some of you use me as background noise. That's perfectly fine. but, and the glitter isn't necessary. I thought the glitter was pretty, so that's why I used it. And you can use silver glitter. I'm sure they have paint that has glitter in it already. I just did not. And I wasn't sure if I mixed it in there if it would still show. So that's why I poured it on after the fact. Yeah. I can't figure out another easy way to do it where you don't have to paint on glitter, because that is kind of a pain. But I think it turned out kind of cute. So, stay healthy, stay safe, stay warm, and I'll see you next week. Yeah, don't judge me. I'm clicking the wrong buttons. Bye, guys.